I think what we're seeing on this screen is echoes what we said yesterday. That one of the biggest trend is Scotland and also a Highlands theme. So you see a lot of plaits and you see a lot of checks. And you see a lot of ethnic theme bags coming up. And I think this ethnic embroidery theme is going to cross over to spring summer 2014 as well. You can see that as I said before, a lot of the bags are very structured, very hard, and because animal prints is a very common theme and almost appear every single autumn winter season. So you also see that it is being reflected on the leather for the bags as well. So you see a lot of python skin, crocodile skin, and also exotic fur. And sometimes the fur is actually coming in contrast tone colors as well. On this screen, I think it's have a little bit of the clutches that shows the a python in very bright colors. And I think yesterday we talked about candy-colored coats and tone-on-tone in very bright colors. And I think this range is also now being reflected in the shapes of the bag and also the materials used for the bag. The quilted theme, I think it's really a reinvention of the Chanel bag. I think a lot of the people are very aware of the Chanel chain quilted bag. And now they're using this technique for nylon as well. And the quilted leather does not have to be this pattern. Now it can be quilted in a different pattern as well. Boots, we talked about thigh-high boots yesterday. I think these ones are a bit too short.
I think this one may be higher.
Yes, but again, I think this falls within what we said before is the exotic leather concept. You know, you can see it being done on bags, clothes, and also shoes, and sometimes even as accessories as well. It was what we said earlier on regarding the plaits pattern, the check pattern. And apart on the clothes, you can actually see it being used as the lining of boots and also as hats, ties, and on bracelets as well. So you can see that even you using the same materials, but you actually can use the same materials on other accessories, not just on the clothes, to make a more complete look. Bright colors. Another example of the bright colors we talked about yesterday on bright color coats. And you notice that the heels this season is getting higher and higher. Platforms are still in. And the design features of autumn winter shoes is actually in the heels. Stacked heels are coming back as opposed to very, very thin heels. And sometimes you see that a lot of the shoe brands now is paying more attention on design on the heels to make it more interesting.
How do you think about the leather then?
The leather is actually very plain leather, but it is actually being...
Is it sensitive leather for?
I think this kind of leather is what we call box calf. And it is actually quite a thick leather. And it is normally being used on wallets. And I think in order to make shoes like that, it has to be very structured. So leather being used for the shoes normally is harder than being used on the bag.
That's right. Bởi vì hôm nay rất là may mắn là có một người làm về túi và rất hiểu về da, còn tôi chịu.
You see again the structured bags, even you're talking about the shoulder bag, the bag gives you a very hard feeling. So I think this is really a continuation of last fall winter, continuing into this fall winter. And I think last fall winter we saw a much smaller type of doctor's bag.
Yeah, mini bag.
Yes, and a lot of people complained, or ladies complained that this is a bit small. So they decided to make it a bit bigger this season. But what we are also seeing as a new trend is also tote. Tote has become very big in the current season. The tote is actually in the top left-hand corner, which is more rectangular. And inside that, they have many compartments. Then you can put your computer and you put documents. And it seems to be more catered to professional ladies because they need to take their laptop to work. And again, you see at the bottom part is in the heels, the stacked heels.
Just Cavalli, Roberto Cavalli.
I think this season you see a lot of hard clutches, and I think it sort of echoes the day bag because we see a lot of very hard structured boxy day bags, and it is being reflected in the evening bag as well. So the evening bag is also tend to be quite boxy, hard, and normally with embellishment or interesting metal cutout. Again, you see in all the small leather goods item here, there is a lot of exotic skin or interesting leather being used as opposed to a plain leather item to give it a more luxurious look. And I think the clutches also echoes, you know, what is very on trend at the moment, the Great Gatsby theme, because it very much looks like a men's cigarette case in the 1930s and 1940s. And I think it is a continuation of that trend for this fall winter as well.
Chị Tina có bổ sung thêm một cái từ nữa, đấy là những cái clutch xách tay này rất là giống cái hộp thuốc lá của đàn ông ấy. Bởi vì châu Âu người ta hay đựng thuốc lá vào trong những cái hộp này này. Hoặc đây là những cái chai rượu, nó vẫn đi theo cái theme của các spy film ấy, của những thập niên 20.
Waist pouches. This is a new shape that I have noticed this autumn winter, and I think partly because we have this Highlands theme, and Scottish Highlands people normally wear the Scottish skirt, and they normally have a waist chain belt made in leather with a silver chain. And I think that mood is being translated into leather and into waist bag as well. There is a lot of embroidery, florals. We talked about radical floral coats yesterday, and I think that is also being reflected on the accessories. And again, platforms is still in, and heels. Look at the heels. The heels are actually much more thicker than previous seasons and not as thin as last seasons. I think this very thick heels trend is going to continue into next spring, summer, because next spring, summer, what I'm seeing is for spring, summer 2014, is a lot of the 70s and 60s influences. And so the heels tend to be thicker and not as high as this, a little bit shorter as well.
Okay.
Actually, I think it is very nice for once I see a candidate and make an effort in appearing on a TV show. You know, very rarely I see a girl who actually dressed nicely in a dress and showing off her legs to come on the show. So, very nice, I think. I think you have a very nice body. You definitely have very nice legs. So, and you seem to have a very confident personality as well. So I'm sure that one day, you know, your dream will come true. It may not be a supermodel, but definitely you have a potential to be a good model. Actually, I think the pattern on the outfit works because it is Baroque matched with another Baroque skirt. But I felt like it was a bit too much together. It would be nicer if you have more simpler t-shirt, but just echo the pattern just with your accessories, with necklace or bracelets or something like that. What else would I say? I think the skirt looks good on you, but I think it is just a fraction too tight.
Hơi chật một chút đúng không, cái váy?
Vâng, cái váy thì nó hơi chật một chút vì vòng eo thứ ba váy hơi to.
I think maybe this show, what we try to show you is how to look sexy and showing off your legs without having to wear very, very tight skirts. I think you have chosen a very brave concept because I think swag is actually not a very easy look for everyone to wear. In order to wear it, you have to have a lot of confidence and you have to have a lot of attitude. And I'm quite impressed that you have the same outfit as in the lookbook or the mood board. Did you ask your friend to dress the outfit and you take a picture and you put it on the mood board?
This is a Korean
Cái
pop
set
star.
đồ này là của bạn của em.
Yeah. Right, yes.
Okay,
That's a Korean
I
style.
actually think it is very cute, even though I don't actually think that it will suit Miss Chang because she appears to be quite girly and quite feminine, and this is quite a boyish look. So if I'm going to be you and I'm going to translate this look for her, I will definitely remove the tights because I think you have a very busy printed top and then you have a very busy printed tights, and the two white and cream color does not work together. So I will definitely not put her in those tights. Maybe a more simpler dark blue tights will be better. Or you can actually put her into short jeans because she likes to show off her legs. And then with that look will probably be better for her. But in general, I think it's quite a good effort to put all this together because I think it's an interesting look and it's not very common that we have seen on this show before.
Nó là một sự độc đáo mà ở trong show mà từ trước đến giờ không ai dám làm. Thứ hai nữa là tôi cũng bổ sung một thông tin, đấy là cái họa tiết hình in của bạn nó rất là thời thượng và nó còn kéo dài đến tận mùa thu đông của năm nay. Những cái hình về comic, về những cái nhân vật nổi tiếng ví dụ như là Toy Story hay là Disney cũng sẽ ảnh hưởng đến mùa thu đông kế tiếp. Và chị Tina nó cũng đúng là hai cái thứ quần và cái áo này nó hơi bị nhiều quá, busy ấy, bị nhiều và rối mắt. Thà rằng là bạn thay cái quần legging này bằng một cái quần short ngắn hoặc là một cái váy ở trong thì nó còn đẹp hơn rất là nhiều. Bởi vì nhân vật bạn Trang của chúng ta rất là thích khoe cái đôi chân dài, đúng không?
And also you have very bright Adidas shoes. And by the way, I love those shoes. I wanted to get a pair for myself. And I see that, you know, there is a lot of blue in that outfit. And I would much prefer that you use blue as the main color of this look. And play off all the other colors in the shoes and also in the top as well. Your tights are just too busy. It doesn't work, I think. Okay, I think you started off with urban chic, but what you were showing me, especially in the daywear and nightwear photo, it's more like glam rock. Because for me, chic means something which is very simple, sophisticated, and elegant. And what you are showing me is not that. And the fact that you have urban in front of it means that there is a more modern look to the clothes.
Và có chữ urban ở đằng trước của từ chic thì có nghĩa là nó phải hiện đại hơn đối với một cái.
So give you an example of a designer, for example, Calvin Klein is urban chic. But what you are showing me is diesel. Yes. How would I rate this? I think that she definitely can carry this look, Miss Chang, because she has a very nice body and she has nice legs. If I'm going to do it a glam rock way, I would definitely not have that t-shirt in black and plain, because you can actually do something more interesting with the print of the t-shirt, or maybe a t-shirt with studs and some metal embellishments to echo the a denim vest that you have outside. And I think that to wear that and to wear it with attitude, you should not have a short sleeve version. You should have a sleeveless version, like a tank top version. I don't know why. It seems to me that so many candidates will give me that look and then will give me those Lolita girls boots. And I think if you're really going to push that glam rock look, you should actually get her to wear something like a very funky pair of Dr. Martens, as opposed to like high heels, platforms, Lolita boots, I would think. I think a lot of the girls here are very concerned. They are short and therefore they need to wear very, very high heels to make them look taller. But they don't actually think about whether the high heels actually work with the look of the clothes. And also, I think the candidate, Ms. Chang, is not very short. So I don't think that you should worry about putting her on very high platforms. And one more thing is, if you have the time next time, I actually would prefer to see all the metal parts in the same color, So for example, your top have silver metal and your shorts should also have silver buttons. And I think that will make the look more complete together.
Yeah.
Now it looks like you are trying to find things in the market and put it together. It's not quite perfect. I actually think that it is quite an interesting look. You certainly look very trendy, a little bit of K-pop, I think. What I like about you is that you seem to be in character, because when you came out, you were wearing a dress and you seem to be quite shy and girly. And now we put you in this sort of swag look. There is a swagginess to you, which I think is quite nice. And I actually prefer you wearing shorts than the very, very tight skirt, because I think this look actually suited your age and makes you look younger.